refresh this page. Okay, there we go. Looks like I'm live. Yes. Okay. So that should be good. Let me just unmute my audio there. Okay. So yeah. We're going to be... Whoa. That's some delay on that. That's exciting. Can I do anything about that? I suddenly remembered this from last time. Let me just quickly check to see if I can adjust. Which one is... I think... Yeah, if I can delay my laptop camera. Of course, probably should have done this before, but whatever. Yeah, or maybe it just doesn't matter. Whatever. I don't actually care. Okay, so that's disturbing. So we're going to install this VirtualTap mod, which basically lets us output VGA from the Virtual Boy, which I've already opened up. I did so because it seems like the eyepieces aren't working, but the console itself is definitely working. It's weird because I thought I got this one working fully before, so I don't know what the deal is, and that may cause an issue because hopefully it's just an issue with the eyepieces and not the actual video output of the console. If just the eyepieces aren't working, that's fine, because this should... Let me just put on my wrist strap here. This shouldn't require working eyepieces. Just needs working electronics. Okay, so we've got the actual VirtualTap itself right here. Basically, the way it works is it sits... So, this is the console. There's little eyepieces on each side that are strips of LEDs. They're connected with these ribbon cables on the sides. So basically all this does is you pull this out, you plug it into this board, you plug the board in place, and the eyepieces still work, and then the VirtualTap itself is able to output VGA or SCART or SCART rather. I think I need another grounding bracelet. I've got mine on, but the other one is my watch. So yeah, we should be good to go. I'm just hoping that this doesn't cause an issue. I have a VGA port. Got a monitor here for testing and power and everything. So I think we're basically good to go. I think what I want to do first, otherwise I'll be off balance. Oh yeah, this side's gonna be more highly charged. It's annoying because I'm gonna have to desolder it. I want to test this and make sure I haven't, make sure this actually works before I cut a hole in the case. I'm gonna put the VGA thing here basically, so it'll sit like this right underneath the audio stuff. One cable coming over to solder. I got all my junk here for soldering. I can do this myself. This isn't hard. This is actually a really, really easy soldering job. It's just I didn't have cables that were small enough. I think I might have, but it's all packed up. So I bought this real small stuff. It's 30 gauge. It's also silicone, so that's kind of nice. Oh, you mean when is she coming over to fix all my problems? Well, we'll see. We'll see how badly this goes. So in terms of things other than doing the actual connection, I can put in you can put in a switch to swap the colors. I did get switches, but I think they're too big to actually reasonably fit in here somewhere. She likes my fluffy hair. It's a little wild. So I can always install the palette switch later. I can directly connect both if I only want to use the red palette. That both being P and GN, which is palette and ground. So in terms of connectors, we've got a row of connections along here that line up to this reference sheet here. So there's composite sync, red, green, blue, fast switch. I don't know what the fast switch does. Plus is used to switch the display to RGB mode when using SCART. Should measure 3.3 volts when disconnected and around. Okay, but we're not doing that, so whatever. Plus 5 volts is not used, and the palette switch does that thing. There's also a fast buffer versus quad buffer, which helps convert from 50 FPS of the console to 60 for VGA output. By default, quad buffer mode is used, which means I don't need to do anything. Insert my cell phone into the housing and play VR games that way. I mean, that wouldn't be that outrageously difficult, honestly. In reality, if you just gutted it, it'd be silly, but you know, it'd be possible. Of course, then you just have to have it on the stand. You wouldn't be able to strap it to your head because there's no official head strap. So yeah, I'm going to install it into this side. I'm wondering if I should just... I think I should do the soldering first. But then how am I... Let's just see what... Because this is all relatively easily disconnectable. So let's... So this has got just like a little lifty thing on it. How does this actually go in? I'm assuming... insert the VirtualTap ribbon instead, blue stripe up. If you want to keep the original, insert its own display ribbon cable in the... Oh, I mean, obviously there's pins here and you need to connect it to the pin. Oh, they're back there, okay. So it goes in like this. Yeah, no strap for this. Oh, I see. It goes in beyond. This seems like it's gonna be questionable connection here. Because it's not going in straight, which is weird. I guess technically, I don't know, I'm calling that good enough. Okay, so that's, I'm just trying to see how, ooh, that's probably not good for the ribbon cable. Trying to see how this will even fit in here, because this ribbon cable seems really long. Like, I think maybe I'll have to kind of fold this down into here and then like up and around. Something like that. Well, but then how the fuck is that gonna... Maybe it'll just kind of go down like this. There we go. Okay, that's how I think that's supposed to go. Okay, so if it sits down in there like that, then this goes in, I assume it's blue stripe up, yeah. So that would go in like that. I guess, well, I mean, I guess there's Ah, fuck it. Let's plug in the controller and just make sure that there's still a lot of spare ribbon cable there. Just plug this in and make sure it still makes noise. Oops. Mario Clash. Pop that bad boy in. It makes noises. But there's no picture, which is weird, but that was happening before as well, so I'm going to assume that everything is fine. I don't know if... I might just fully consoleize this, like just never actually use the eyepieces on this one. I know my other one works fine. I thought I had this one working too. So that's what confuses me. I mean, probably not difficult to get everything working again, but you know, we'll see. Okay, so let's unplug this for the time being. We'll unplug the game itself. I'm assuming I'm audible, right? Yeah. Looks like it. Okay, so let's look at the cabling that I've got, which is real small. Let's turn on the soldering iron, get that up to temperature. Yeah, this is fine, I guess. So in terms of wiring, got to wire a switch between directly. I wonder what happens if I don't connect anything to the palette switch. I'm just not going to connect anything. We'll see what happens, and then we'll put a wire there if we need to. We're not going to do anything for the quad buffer. Where is that even? Buffer mode. Bridge the M and G endpoints. Okay, so they're unbridged, so that's fine. I am audible. Good. Okay, so in terms of other connections, I guess the other question... Yeah, I think I want the wires coming out this way, like up off the top, and not coming out the underside where the cables go. This is an awkward amount of space that we're working with here. I feel like it's basically not intended to actually leave the eyepieces working. That you would just kind of leave it dangling in there. Okay, so let's just wire up the VGA pins. I'll just set that aside for right now. We'll bring close-up mode. So we got ourselves a blurry VGA connector. De-blur. Because my hands are here. I take my hands away while it focus. And focus. There we go. Almost. So just a... Well, I'm just gonna put it... Whoa, what? No, did my light just shit the bed? Alright. I think my light just shit the bed, so this is just a... I probably can set it manually. I had to fix this light before already. I had to replace the ballast. I don't know if... I do have extra bulbs, but I know last time it was the ballast itself that was fucked. So we're just gonna... this sucks. That sucks a lot. The light is nice. Okay, so I guess we're doing this without light. I'm alright. So there is... Jesus, this is significantly harder now. There are numbering... Okay, so if I flip this upside down, the numbers do line up with this diagram. So this diagram is from the back. So that's good. Without light, without focus. Scart. Scart, 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 scart. Okay, I do have the soldering iron. Warm. I don't know how much of... I'm going to just cut this kind of long, but I don't think I need that much. So I'm going to say lengths of about that. How many cables do I even need? I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus a bunch of pins need to be grounded. Which... I guess I sort of need to do that just with wire. Close enough. That's 4. That's 5. No, that's 4. That's 5. And then get a little chunk for grounding. So I guess these all have nice little like inserts. So I don't want to have too much excess wire on the end. Oh fuck. I'm going to cut them off about there. And then I think what I will do... Where's my solder? There it is. I think I'll do... I guess I'll first tin this wire, then we'll... a little bit of solder into there. I guess I shouldn't be soldering on just paper. It's probably not the safest. How do I have this mounted on my light, and now the light isn't present. This is a lot more tricky. Did that actually go into the pin? Yes, perfect. Okay, so we got the R wired up. I guess I should just strip the ends off of these. I do have other lights, but this one's got, like, it's a magnifier light. And, like, I don't have any other light that would be convenient for this available to me right now. Fuck. This wire is such small gauge that it's just, like, tearing when I try and strip the casing off of it. Okay, that's the G wired up. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just not worth it, to be honest. Okay, that's in. And then we got to do the B. Get our blue. Dabba dee. Okay. Dabba dee, dabba die. I didn't do that well. Fuck. This wire is really hard to strip, especially with wire strippers that are more snip than clip. There we go. Okay. I need to... Okay, this is no good. I've got to just change my setup here real quick. I brought a little tripod down, and then I was like, oh wait, I can just hook this onto my light, and that'll be way easier. But no, this is not way easier. Hold on. This is like not working at all. So does the light work now? No. You're eating cheesecake. I'm so disappointed in you. Where is... Oh, it's literally on here. Okay, so now we got this on a little tripod. This may just be better in general. There we go. It's even focused now. Okay, so now I still wish I had more light. It's okay. At least I don't have to work my head around this magnifier. Get some solder into there. That's not a bad idea. If only I hadn't packed it. No, I don't, it doesn't matter. I'm going to manually set the focus on that camera as per previous thoughts. Because, yeah, it's not really helpful when it's just blurry. Focus. No longer auto. There we go. Alright. Alright, back to this. How am I supposed to... Oh, shit. How am I supposed to do this? It's my best option in terms of hands. I guess like this, which is, of course, the opposite of where the camera is. Camera, around. Astro hand stream, yeah. Well, I did that when I was doing the stream controller thing. This is too long. I did this same setup. But yeah, I mean, even that was in the summer, I guess, so that was a while ago still. Okay, so we got our RGB. So now we just got to do the H and the V, and then we want to ground all the pins that need to be grounded. What was surprisingly difficult was finding a VGA plug like this. Like, the kit doesn't come with one, so I had to find one of those. Surprisingly difficult to find like exactly what I wanted. And even this isn't exactly what I wanted, but it's close enough that it'll work. Yeah, stream controller was well, yeah, I was gonna actually cannibalize it off of a video card, but I surprisingly don't have an old video card kicking around. And then I was like, oh, I have all these nice DVI to VGA adapters. They look like they got the perfect thing. But the problem is that the screws, or like the little things that you screw the screws into, they're like crimped into those. And it's really weird. This one has screws that go through, like they're like bolts, but it didn't come with nuts for the other side. Like this was for a plug, like for the end of a cable. So I don't even understand exactly how it's intended to be everything's supposed to be connected that way, but I was able to, I just tested it with some hot glue, and that actually holds them in place good enough. Like my screws loose. Fuck. Let's just get these all nicely connected here. Okay, so we have all of those, so now we gotta ground a couple wires, or a couple pins rather. These three along here. I wonder if I can just sort of bend these together and then just solder them directly. So we gotta solder like 3 pins together in the middle, and then these two... Oh shit, what? Hold on. What? Ah, oh, fuck. What? I don't understand the numbering. His numbering starts... Ah, shit. I think I've got the number... I've got everything wired up in reverse. Because his diagram... You can see that it's... There's 2 rows that are to the left, and then 1 is offset to the right. And guess what? That's like looking at it this direction. But the problem is that looking at it this direction, the top right pin is labeled with 1, whereas in his diagram, this one, which is the top left, is labeled with 1. So, oops. I guess that's what I get for trusting numbers. And who knows? That could just be on whatever thing. I don't know if he just numbered that as 1, just himself, or if that was based on another connector that... Oh, actually, hold on. Do I need to undo all of these? I think the answer is yes. Yeah, the numbering apparently doesn't line up. I don't know if his numbers are just made up, or if the numbers on this one are just different from numbering on other VGA connectors. I don't know. That's the thing, is I wasn't sure, but it does. You can tell because of the way the pins are zigzagged. I thought it was from the back, but even then things don't line up. I think usually they're numbered from, like, usually they're based on the front. But either way, like, things line up when it's like this, and if it's like this, then you have to, that's top left, you'd have to flip it like that, and then that would be very different, but also possible. Fuck. Are these numbered on the back as well? They are also numbered on the back in the same way. You know how I can look this up? I can look up an actual pinout of a VGA connection. VGA pinout diagram. Okay, I see a picture that has RGB in those same positions, numbered in the same way. Now I want to see, but it's, again, it's unclear whether it's from the front or back. Okay, 5, wait, what? Hold on. So this one explicitly says A female DE15 socket, video card side. Oh, you know why the numbering might be wrong? Because this might be, it might be based on like a VGA port versus a serial port, or not a serial port, but like another, just a generic port. So they say port 1, pin 1. Oh, fuck. You know what? I think I did it right. This looks like... This looks the same. And then H-Sync and V-Sync are pin 14 and 15. So I think... Hold on. I think his diagram might be just wrong. So on the front, it'd be top left R, G, and B along there, which is like what he's got here. Or sorry, wait, oh. No, sorry. From the back, it's R, G, and B, which is like what he's got. I think he superimposed... So the question is, what are... 6, 7, and... Okay, yeah, those are all grounds. Yeah. So he's done his diagram wrong, I think. Yeah, from the back is what makes sense. And the thing is that this is his first revision. Like, or, well, I guess it's the first version he's started sending out of these. So I suspect he's just done his diagram wrong. So I just need to connect everything up again as I had it. Fun. But it's just that he's got the rows basically wrong. I think. I'm hoping. I guess we'll find out. Okay. Now, luckily this shouldn't be too difficult. So I've got all the solder in there already. These are like nicely little cupped pins or cupped sockets, so they hold solder really nicely, and you're just able to push the wires in. I'm just gonna add a little bit more solder. World is down another Virtual Boy. I mean, I don't think it'll fry it. I think worst case this will fry the mod board, which would suck, but all in all, it actually wasn't that expensive. It was 45 euros shipped, so like $70 roughly, I think, Canadian. But, you know, I'd rather not throw away my roughly $70. Some might argue that I already did, I suppose, but... Oh, these ones are cupped the other direction. Alright, so we're back where we were before. Now we just need to ground some things together here. How do I want to do this? I had thought before that maybe I'd just be able to go like this for these three and just jump some solder over those. There we go. So I got those 3 grounded together. So then I've got to get these 2 together, and then I've got to run an actual wire from those. So what I'll do is let's start with running an actual cable into one of these pins. Come on. There we go. Okay, so we got that ground connection. And we got to connect that over to this adjacent pin. Just done, and then we just got to get a little bit of wire. I'm actually just going to use some easier to deal with wire for that one, I think. Nah. What cool games will we all get to play? Well, from this, so doing this mod, oh, that actually went really nicely. With this, we'll be able to play Wario Land. We'll be able to play Tellero Boxer. We'll be able to play Water World, which is not a good game. We'll be able to play Bound High, which I think is a fun game. We'll be able to play... that's the ones that I can think of off the top of my head. There's Galactic Pinball, which is, some people think, is sort of what the Metroid Prime pinball was inspired by. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but conceptually, I guess it's sort of similar. There's Mario Clash, which is not an amazing game, but it's a Mario game that's probably worth playing. Okay, so we've got that done. No imported VR missions? No. You might be expecting a lot from the Virtual Boy if you were hoping for that. The Virtual Boy is basically a... I was going to say it's basically a Super Nintendo, but it's a Super Nintendo minus all the colors. Sort of. No, they're better than Tiger Electronics games, for sure. They're basically like... They're like Super Nintendo quality graphics in terms of, like, sprite definition. But obviously in red. The games are actually pretty good. Some of them. Wario Land is pretty good. You think you always confuse it with the R Zone? Those, if I'm remembering what that is definitely closer to a Tiger Electronics thing. Are all these? No, we've got 2 more left to trim here. Nothing makes me trust you less than when I say the game is actually pretty good. I mean, come on. Are you saying that Zelda's Adventure isn't pretty good? because I know that's what you're getting at. I know your tricks. Okay, so we've got that all done. So let's take this off, disconnect the actual thing here. So here's our VirtualTap board. So, okay, so we got our R, G, and B. Actually, let's just quickly disconnect this other ribbon cable as well. Which I may regret, but we'll see. Just get that out of the way. So we got that. So basically what we're working with is we've got R, which can go through here. We've got, it is actually RGB, yeah. G that can, okay, well I guess I should do these one at a time. Do I have my little... little extra hands. Alright, so let's get some solder going here. Oh. Serious gunk on the end of my iron there. Okay, we got the R soldered up. We got our G coming up now as well. Almost. This is hard for my eyes to focus on even. Fuck. Ah, jeez. There's a lot going on here. G. This guy goes through there. Try and get this to not shit the bed also. And by that I mean to not pop back through the hole. So can I just trim this other guy flat before we do this one? Okay, we got our G done, which we'll then trim flat. Just wanted to make sure those pads weren't touching there. We'll get our B. Which is our blue, obviously. Red, green, and blue are our connections. I think the only reason we don't just have to do the red is, well, I guess they all need to be actually connected to something, but also with the other palette options, we could present other colors in theory. I just don't want these things to be bridged. Okay, so then what have we got? We got plus, we've got 5 volts, we've got V? Oh, vertical sync, horizontal sync, okay. So don't mix those up. Don't mix up H and V. So V is the one on the right, which is this guy. Alright, so let's get that going. Okay, there's our vertical sink. Then this guy is our horizontal sink. Should go in right next door. Damn it. Wires are not quite twisted enough. What else do I have to do besides this bit? This is pretty much it. I mean, we got to get this soldered up, obviously. Shit. And then we've got to actually get this mounted in the case. But that's pretty much it. Yeah, it's not really a complicated install. Just a little finicky here. God damn it. I'm just gonna I'll just get a little bit of solder on the iron. I think that pinned it in place there, and then I'll just glop a little bit more on. Yep, and then ground, which goes in right underneath that. But yeah, this should be basically it. We should get this done, and we should be able to just plug it in, and we should be able to get a video signal. And if we don't, then I don't know what to do. Okay. We theoretically have this all soldered together. So now, pull this guy forward. We will, is that actually, we're working on this guy here. So I need to go reconnect this. And we'll just hook this in like this. And then we should just be able to plug in my VGA cable here. Is my monitor on? No. Now it is. Plug in that VGA. Plug in the controller. Turn off my soldering iron just for safety here. Plug in the controller and pop in a game. Oh, fuck my life, it works. Great. You're so happy for me. Honestly, I can't believe this was this easy. So I didn't need to do anything to the pallet pin. Yeah, so it just works. For one, yes, you can play without getting headaches. I don't have to have a neck ache from leaning into this little screen. I can stream the games. The only downside right now is that I'm using the quad buffer mode, which should prevent screen tearing. But it increases lag to between 20 and 37 milliseconds, which is like 1 to 2 frames, 1 to 3 frames maybe. So that could be an issue for Teleraboxer, but probably not an issue for like anything else. So yeah, so that's the one downside. But even without the quad buffer, it's up to 20 milliseconds of lag anyway, so it's not that much worse. We'll see. I mean, I can put it on the stand. If the eyepieces were working, which they aren't for some reason, I would probably still be playing it through the eyepieces as much as possible when I was streaming, especially for something like Teleraboxer, because lag is important for that. But for some of these other things, I can't believe this works. For some of these other things, it probably shouldn't matter. Even Mario Clash here, I don't think it would matter. Also, side note, the Virtual Boy controller, it's fucking awesome. It's a really good controller, actually. I'm just gonna quickly see how badly this lag feels. How bad the lag feels. It doesn't feel too bad, honestly. Oh shit. Man, this game has weird physics. But okay, so it works. So now I just need to get this in somewhere. Preferably without having to desolder all those wires, but I guess that's not even a big deal. Oh yeah, can you actually hear the music? I will say that the music in a lot of the Virtual Boy games is pretty good too. And when you're actually playing the Virtual Boy, it's cool because it comes out really close to your ears. It comes out really close to your ears, so you get a really cool 3D effect. It's like wearing headphones, even when you're not wearing headphones. Yeah, it is obviously 2D though. Yeah, because this is only connected into one eyepiece. In theory, he did say you could have two of them installed, and you could merge a red and a blue signal and do stereoscopic, but that'd be insane. He said it didn't really work, but that some people thought it did, so he said, yeah, if you want to buy two, go for it. And you can deal with it, but I don't think it works very well. Alright, cool. So let's get this installed permanently. I want to detangle all these wires. Controller on the ground. VGA we will disconnect. Oh heck, no. Oops. Knocked down the camera. Camera down. Okay, VGA can go over here. Okay, so my plan had been... Oh, where's the camera? I guess at this point we don't need instructions anymore until I have to desolder things. So let's toss those over here along with that. So my plan for installation into the case, so this is the volume spot, this is the headphone jack. in the so those are in the actual case. Those are here, here, and there's a nice gap here. Hey, Timon, me too. Timon, how's it going? We're working on getting this VirtualTap installed into this Virtual Boy. But yeah, so there's a good, nice gap there, which I think will be good for actually getting the connector in and with spare space. And there's enough space on the actual flat case area there. So I need to figure out how the fuck I'm going to do that. Like how I'm going to cut some sort of accurate hole into this. And if there's a way that I can do that without desoldering, but I don't think there is. Spelled your name exactly right. So I guess step one is I've got to take off all this hot glue that I put on to hold these things in place. Oh jeez, I gotta change my focus. There we go. That's closer to correct. So I just used some hot glue to hold these screw bits in. And once we've got those out, I only want to cut space for the actual connector, and then we'll drill through the case where these little connector bits go, and that should help to hold everything together here. So many squiggles, yeah. Okay, so we got that one out, and then we'll just try and clean up the rest of this hot glue here. Shouldn't have done. I regretted doing this immediately after doing it. It's like, oh fuck, I shouldn't have done this till I actually got it into the case, but oh well. And the other thing that's annoying is that I don't have my little. Well, I guess actually I do have little utility knives, so I can use that actually. Somewhere here. This one's not so little, but it'll do the trick. Just to get all the remaining little pieces of gunk. And then I think I'm going to start by just using the drill to drill some sort of starter holes, little pilot holes through. And then I'll probably bust out the Dremel maybe to get a more precise cut for the actual VGA connector. And then I think that will get us into the case nicely. Yep, got my ESD strap on. I'm working on a grounded ESD mat. Figure I might as well, right? Like, you probably won't break anything if, like, I don't know. I've never damaged something with ESD. Just fucking around, but like, I might as well. Let's use the. Like, I never ground myself if I'm like installing a video card or something into my computer. Let's be real, but when I'm working on like random electronic stuff, I might as well. think this guy's loose here now. Not quite. Come on. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of pry this out. There we go. Touch, yeah, that's like, yeah, that's what I do as well. But like, realistically, that doesn't help you that much. Yeah, it helps, but even a shock that you can't feel is enough to damage most electronics. So like, yeah, if you can feel it, that's definitely bad. But something that you can't feel is still usually enough. So yeah, I'm gonna desolder the. Where did I put my extra hands? Desolder all the connections I already just made, but we know everything works, so that's key. Where do I want to? Very fuzzy and does have lots of charge. That's true. Yeah, never touch the actual electronic parts. That helps. Oh fuck, my soldering iron is turned off. And it actually cooled off. Just a really positive guy. Okay. Let's try and clear some junk away here while I've got a little bit of spare time. I'm not going to actually desolder this. I'm just going to leave the solder there and then pull the wires back through. That may actually make it easier for reinstallation. Okay. Well, maybe I will actually just toss some solder wick on here. Just clean those up a little bit. Hey, Rail Man. So, I'm just going to try and take off this solder. Make it slightly easier for myself. On the other side when we get to resoldering everything. Pretty sure there's tons of solder in each of the. Okay, well, I'm actually sucking it out there. Oh, actually, most of them are clear, so that's good. Oh, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. I will admit that I don't do that many electronics streams, but I do every once in a while. Okay, so we got that disconnected, so we can set that to the side for now. So I will just move this out of the way. We'll move this out of the way. Get this out of here. So we're looking to install our VGA connector into this little gap here. Yeah, just inhaling the solder steam. Well, no big deal. It's just lead. Behold my wall of tools that you actually maybe can't see. Oh fuck. Grab one of these for safety glasses. And we will grab this guy, and we will grab this guy. And then I should take those off again. How big of a drill bit do I want / have? go for sort of large but close in size. The Philips CDI is an excellent game console that everyone should know about. Okay, so I'm just gonna sort of wing this. I don't know how loud that is, so apologies. I can mute it if it is actually annoying and loud. Yeah, there's 3 good games. 4 good games. Maybe more. Okay, there we go. Alright, we got hole number 1. I think we're... Okay, so I guess I want a second hole adjacent to that. Safety. I mean, there's some flying plastic. It's not ideal. Alright. Got our general hole drilled out. Yeah, my hand was down here. It's drilling up here. There is an okay amount of stuff. Mostly the safety glasses are for in a second when I bust out the Dremel, when they will definitely be necessary. Also, this room gets real echoey when that door is closed. I guess I don't need my ESD strap on right now, and also the Okay, let's move this away for right now. But oh wait, no, this is what I'm working on. Oh, okay, well, whatever. We got our VGA connector. This can go away. Cool storage closet. It's not so much a storage closet as opposed to behind the door. The door is now open. The door is now closed. It's just a pegboard with all my tools hanging on it back there. I think I've posted a picture of it on Twitter before. Okay, let's toss those over there for right now. Dremel tool. This is going to be messy. Dremel. I don't think we need any funny things like extendo bits. Using the welding helmet. I think I only have a darkening lens for it. I don't have any just safety or like just clear lenses. What do we want in terms of things? Maybe this guy? Just a thing. Maybe this bigger one. No, we probably want the smaller one. Alright, that's probably fine. Some other... No, let's work with the small one for now. Yeah, you couldn't see my face that way, that's right. That's what's truly important here. Okay, let's get this thing installed. that in not into the extension cord, or into the power bar rather. All right. Step one. And just adjust the camera here, just a smidge. So I've drilled 2 holes here. I'm gonna try and connect those and then make them big enough for our VGA connector. I guess step 1, yes, that actually fits down through. Good. Let's go. Yeah, the camera may suffer some damage from this. We'll see. Safety glasses for all. Everyone, safety glasses on. I'm gonna mute my mic for this because this will be loud and awful sounding. What? Alright, I think it should be good now. And holy shit, Dremel tool never fails to make an amazing mess. Let's try this. If it doesn't fit, I'll be amazed. Oh my god. I am well and truly amazed, I'll say. It's close. It's the right width. It's just not quite wide enough. Or tall enough. Alright, well, back on mute for you guys. I didn't, but I could have, I suppose. I kept my mouth closed. That's my respirator. think this time. Okay, there we go. Okay, so it's now in place. Not quite. It's actually pretty close to straight. Doesn't quite sit flush because I have hot glue on there still. And actually, I could probably trim some shit off of the edges here, but generally, that's good. Just gonna trim these a little bit along the edges, trim any kerf. Other side looks pretty clean. Oh yeah, so basically, the Virtual Boy. I think there was plastic on my face or something. Virtual Boy normally is just 2 view screens. This is a mod that I'm installing that basically captures the image from one of those view screens and lets it output over VGA. And yeah, so then I'll be able to stream Virtual Boy games, which normally can't be done from hardware because it doesn't have any other video output other than the displays that are built in. Okay, so I got that cleaned up. Speaking of cleaning up, let me just wipe some of this away. This is a relatively new creation. The guy who designed this, I think he's been working on it for a while, but he only started shipping them out last week, I think. Maybe 2 weeks ago. So it's a pretty new thing. So I'm excited to be an early adopter. Let's get those off. I'm going to try and get a little bit more of this hot glue removed. That'll let it sit more flush. Oh yeah, here's the primary offenders over here. There's a lot of hot glue left on this side. So let it sit more flush to the case. Might actually want to take the Dremel to this. The little holes on either side of the connector, they're actually they must have been punched inwards because there's a slight ridge on the other side. So I'm actually going to put my safety glasses back on to see if I can Dremel that a little bit more flat. Like a moving chair connected to a console. I mean, there are some... Well, not so much. Yeah. There are some games that synchronize to lighting or things like that, but yeah, it's generally not too common. Yeah, so Dremel again. Guess I gotta hook that back up. I thought I was done. Chat-controlled air horn in the new house. Well, we'll see. Maybe. I'll be right back. I'm gonna mute this for grinding some metal. Be right back. All right. Why are there no seatbelts on buses? That's a wonderful question, Timmy Dude. A question for the ages. Because, yeah, it is kind of mysterious. Chat controlled microcontroller. There's people who have. I mean, I made my own little. I made a chat control. Well, yeah, it's an ESP 8266. Is that? No, it's an ESP32 that I used. That emulates an NES controller and is. You can send commands to it through chat. I haven't actually demonstrated that on stream yet, but I've tried it myself and it worked. There are people who've done things like that with. Okay, that sits nicely on there now. Done things like that with, like little LCD monitors and stuff. If the bus crashes, the driver loses his jobs anyway, so they just don't crash. Alright, that's as flush as that's gonna get, I guess. It still doesn't seem quite flush, but I don't know. I don't care anymore. It's good enough. Looks pretty good to me. So let's get the two little restraint things in there. I need to drill some holes for that. Chat. Oh yeah, the chat controlled popcorn. I mean, that's a thing that I can do. I had the chat controlled spinning like alarm light, the victory light. Yeah, it's not blue, but gotta make. Oh, yeah. I mean, I could just paint it because all the pins are inside. I could pretty easily just slap a coat of paint over that. Yeah, that is not hooked up anywhere. I don't think. I don't think that. Oh, actually, yeah, that's definitely not going anywhere. Because that's going into my old home automation stuff. I will have that hooked up again for sure at the new place, but for now it's not. I would love to have a lot more stupid chat controlled things at my new place. It'd be very fun, I think. Alright, so just pop a hole through the center of each of these. Alright, looks good. I don't take your suggestions for new... The thing is that even back then, like back when I had set some of that stuff up, I didn't have as versatile an automation system. I have a lot more freedom to do things. I can definitely do chat controlled screen flip for Mario Kart now. I would be able to do that easily. Because I actually have a thing that could send IR commands, so I'd be able to just easily do that through IR to my projector. I may not have made these holes big enough. I want to make sure these holes are relatively well sized. I guess if I had screws that went into these, I'd be able to got too much shit over here. I'd be able to just screw these in. Have a look in my big ol' container of screws. think that's good enough. Oh yeah, smaller wife can be confusing to newcomers. So it might be better. Alright, we'll just go with this guy. It's confusing to you two sometimes. There we go. That sort of works, I think. Yeah, that's working perfectly. And all I need to do is just hold that with my pliers. Remove this screw, or bolt, I guess. Too lazy to sign into another account. Humanoid voice recognition. Or duck-like voice recognition, I guess. Is this actually... Okay, yeah, that's actually going through. There we go. That actually worked much better than I expected. I wasn't expecting those to actually nicely kind of drill in like that. Now I'll pop a little bit of hot glue onto the other side of those. Just to help secure them, but start transplanting consoles into custom bodies when I actually end up wanting to do that for myself. Let me just make sure this actually connects properly and that I can in fact screw into those. It does in fact work. Alright, so yeah, I'll just pop a little bit of hot glue on the back there just to be safe. That plugged in there. Let that heat up. This can go away. Oh wow, I'm actually kind of surprised that this has gone, taken as long as it has. It's been an hour and a half roughly since I started. I guess I did have, well no, there hasn't been too much difficulty. So this took longer overall than I expected, but not that long still. So once this is heated up, we'll be good to go. And then we can start reinstalling the actual board. You're also equally surprised? Filters what you say to a point. You sure I think that you're a much nicer person than you actually are? Namely that it's working. To be honest, I'm surprised it's working too. Like, I expected to have a little bit of difficulty, but it actually went pretty smoothly. Like, it's well designed. Other than the seeming confusion with the wiring diagram, everything, and even the wiring diagram was correct, just shifted weirdly. So I don't know. Come on. Stupid hot glue gun. I assume this is actually... Let me just... Oh yeah, okay. It's a little bit sticky now. There we go. Just pop a little bit of hot glue around the ends of these screws. Alright, perfect. Usually just make things a little more succinct because you're lazy. I guess I can just put this over here. Oh man, this room is a mess now. Got shit all over the place and debris everywhere. Okay, so just trying to get rid of some of the excess hot glue here. Okay, good. So, back to soldering. Soldering iron heating. Put the ESD strap back on. Got ourselves a little bit of solder. Got ourselves our soldering iron, which is clean looking. Got our board, which has a couple of open holes, which is fine. Have to play Switch games through the Virtual Boy headset? That would be interesting. Okay, so first of all, yes, I did actually do this on the correct side. Okay, so I've just gotta get these wires, move the camera back over to a better location here, something like that. Get my extra pair of hands, adjust our focus. Very irritating. It's a little annoying. It's not too bad. This one's actually pretty decent. I took this one from work and it's pretty good. Not the nicest ones we have at work, but it's a decent one. It's not too bad either because I got a decent amount of slack on the cable. I think I have the focus incorrect there, but whatever. So yeah, because I want the wires coming up onto this side. I guess what I should do really, I should do it vertically like this, and then I can just pass the wires through and gravity won't work against me. What a product placement opportunities. Ah shit, these two wires got soldered together somehow. There we go. Okay, so we got our power signal. This is surprisingly more difficult than you would expect. Yeah, I don't entirely know how the two cables got soldered together, but they did. Okay, then this next one is going to be fun because there's still solder in the hole and I'm too lazy to try and suck it out. Okay, well, it actually worked. I managed to get it through. Yeah, these are pretty small solder holes. Like this is 30 gauge wire, and it seems like it's appropriate for this. Oh fuck! I screwed that up. How did I do that? Well, whatever. It seems like it's the correct size for this. Is my light unfucked? No, that sucks. I would still love to get a little bit more light, but I also don't want to go anywhere to get light. Let's try to not get too crazy with twisting these wires up. That's our G through the hole. Or our B, rather. Our blue signal. Alright, so we got our RGB. And then we've got our ground, which is that this guy? No. There's 3 cables here. I kind of wish I had bought more colors in this gauge of wire, but it didn't seem worth it. I'm now maybe changing my mind about that. This is our ground. Yeah, let's get our ground done up here. I have like a nice ring light with a magnifier and everything, but it like crapped out earlier in the stream. I don't know if that's actually... That's actually soldered on technically, but I'm gonna try and get that fully through the hole here. There we go. Okay, our ground is connected. Where are my clippers? Just snip off that excess. And then we've got our H and our V, which we need to not get mixed up. Where did I put my paper? Here it is. Which is which? H is on the left. So this is V. I believe V I did actually manage to get the hole cleared. Yeah. Okay, so we'll just put a little bit of solder on the iron there. Pin that guy in place. It's actually pretty good. Do not mix up. I don't know what happens if you mix up the horizontal and vertical sync. I assume it would just be fucked. Like, you just wouldn't have a picture. I don't think it would blow anything up. But maybe I'm wrong. But like, it's very sternly worded there to not mix them. Okay, that's everything. You end up in the Twilight Zone. Okay, so we got everything wired with maybe a little bit of excess wiring. So we will do another test just to make sure. Did I turn off the monitor? Maybe. Okay, monitor's back on. Where's the rest of the Virtual Boy? So take this. We've got to get the rest of the ribbon cable. Just right there. Toss that into... Wait. Where's my camera? Get this end in there. And then from here, main board this way, okay. This guy goes in here. That doesn't look like it's in straight to me. Give that another shot. There we go. Shit, that's definitely not in straight. This is kind of an awkward angle to be working at here. Why is that not coming out at all now? There we go. There we go. Got it that time. Okay, so we'll plug in our controller, which is down here, and plug in our monitor. Got our monitor plugged in there. This all screws in nicely to secure the connection, which is good because this is on the underside of the console. You don't want that falling out. Okay, we got the output connected. Controller in. Game is plugged in. Switch you over to the monitor here, and audio. Picture starts. We're good. Although there's a little bit of fuckiness in the picture. I obviously don't have that ribbon cable in there quite right. Yeah, the ribbon cable's not in straight. Maybe I should unplug the controller to get the power undone. There we go. That feels a lot more secure in there this time. See if that changed things. The ribbon cable needs a grounding strap. Oh, I unplugged the controller. That would do it. No power going to the console means no picture. That static is apparently normal. I think there's still some fuckiness in the picture. Yeah, there is. Shit. Maybe let's just... Oh, yeah, so just moving this cable around even is... Or moving the connector. Maybe it's on this end. Kind of hesitant to do that while it's turned on here. But, yeah, moving this around on this end. So I think it's not fully plugged in on the console side. Nope, that's definitely not better. Because this was working before. Yeah, so there's definitely an issue. Maybe it's one of the connections is not good. In fact, that connection that I was just poking at seems particularly shitty, which is the red signal. So let's get this board unplugged again. So I think, let me just spin the camera around. I didn't mix up the H and the V, I don't think. So I believe the issue, hot glue is just around the screws, so don't worry about that. Trying to get this into view here. The top left, yeah, you can't see it at all, whatever. The top leftmost connection, it looks really questionable, and that's the red signal. So I'm gonna get that connected better. And then I think it is also the ribbon cable, but that connection looks so shitty that it can't be helping. Okay, the rest of these connections look generally okay. I'm just gonna check out the ones on the board itself here. Everything looks generally fine. So let's get this hooked up to the ribbon cable again there. That guy connected in good. Push that down nicely. Up our controller again. It is not red anymore, which is mysterious to me, but it still has signal. Don't know why it's not red anymore. I don't know if that's because of that red signal that I just fiddled with. Like, I don't know if it lost its connection there. Unplug that entirely and there we go. picture's good now. So yeah, it was. It looks like the picture. So you can see this. Well, sort of, I guess. It's not very clear showing up on the screen, but it's not red. It's like yellowy green. The picture looks clear now. So it seems like the issue was primarily just the connection on the console side. So everything looks good now. So I think I just need to maybe resolder the red connection on the VGA connector. I think it probably just got all mungled up in there. So I'll just unplug the VGA cable and the controller. Move the controller down here. The color change is not intentional. This mod does have the ability to change colors. Like, you can change the color palette. Oh yeah, that cable was just entirely mangled in there. It does have the ability to change colors, but I did not do that intentionally. Oh. There's our problem. Cable came entirely off. So it was like busted on one side. Tressa would be the best at this. I feel like... no, I was going to say Cyrus, but he's like a history guy, I think. Yeah, probably Tressa, to be fair. Alright, so we've redone that cable. I'll just disconnect the ribbon cable, I guess, but I'm not going to disconnect it from the console side this time, since that seems to be the finicky side. Okay. So this time I think I do need to clear out the actual pinhole, the via. Let's change our focus. So I'm going to actually use some solder wick wherever that ended up. Here it is. Just going to clip off my already used junk. Okay, so our through hole is now clear. I guess maybe I want to connect this on the VGA side first. Just get a bit of solder on there. Okay, and that side's good and secure. So then we'll get this through here. This is really awkward having to deal with all the other cables also plugged in at the same time. I should have done this with like, should have connected like disconnectable pins. That would have been good. Jesus, this is like headers and sockets. I would have made it slightly easier to manage here. Okay, I think that's a good secure connection now. Again, fuck. So what I'm gonna do is rotate this 90 degrees. Going to bring the camera back. I'm gonna shift this over. I'm gonna try and connect this up again. In place like this. I don't think that was straight. Fuck. Each time I like accidentally bump that thing, all the cables get pulled. Which of course ups the risk of just everything becoming fucked up again. Okay, that's connected. This will be our final test before we start putting everything back in the case. We're trying to get everything back together again. Oh, helps if you plug in the monitor. Perfect. And it's red now. So yeah, the lack of red was because there was no red connection. That strobing effect is just a camera effect. It's perfectly clear looking on my side. Alright. So let's try and get this back together again. Humpty Dumpty style. Alright, cool. I think I'm just not going to bother hooking up this other eyepiece again. Because neither eyepiece is working anyway, so I'm just going to leave them deactivated in there until I get around to maybe wanting to fix them. That should make this slightly easier to... Oh, I need to take the cartridge out. Should make it slightly easier to reassemble here. Oh, I just kind of waggled that capacitor. Okay. We're going to toss this down here. Just have to make sure that this cable doesn't get snagged anywhere. Oh, I guess we probably want some action happening here, don't we? So yeah, I'm just trying to make sure everything comes back together without too much weirdness. done. Seems good to me, so I guess we'll take off this ESD strap because it's annoying. We'll toss in a couple screws and then test it again, just because I don't trust that some cable didn't come loose during that kind of thing. XMod's put an HTC Vive in there. Yeah, exactly. We'll just toss 2 screws in to just generally hold things together. Okay, we will now toss the VGA connection on, toss the controller connection on. Switch it on. Oh, I don't have a controller or a game in there. Like, the picture, the static came up, but no game. What's going on? Helps if you actually have a game inserted. Perfect. We got our picture. Everything's operational. Let's toss the rest of these screws in. The one back there. So once we get these in, we're done. And that should be... What the fuck? Why is this like stuck to my screwdriver? That's really weird. I guess I'll turn this off just so I can take this out, because there's a screw hole right next to that connector and it'd be kind of awkward to get to. But yeah, this actually is in here pretty solidly. Everything seems to be pretty solid here, so that's good. Let Kibble know she can stand down. Well, there's still the light. Don't forget the light, but no, actually, I can fix the light. I fixed that before. Honestly, I can't believe the light survived as long as it did. I chopped up an old fluorescent light bulb and used the ballast from that. That was like the recommended fix online, and it actually worked. Because the ballast broke in it a long time ago. I think it busted during... I think it broke during a painting stream, actually. And then I fixed it eventually. I think you did that for your OT light? What is an OT light? An old one, or bought a new ballast for cheap somewhere. Like a fancy crafting lamp, got it. Alright, cool. Mission accomplished. It's not even, like, visually, it's not that much. Not that different, rather. Where's my stand? The only annoying thing is this stand is cracked, which is really common. My other one is not, but that, like, my other one is my nice one. This one, I installed the mod into my shitty broken one, because this way at least it's usable for something. Oops, this actually goes the other way around. Is that true? That's correct. Wait, no, that's... The fuck? Why is this not... There we go. Need to put lightning bolts on it. Alright, and then you pop on the viewing thing just for aesthetics. And we actually just kind of fix this up because for some reason the... Well, whatever. And we're done. Controller's in. So now all I need to do when I want to stream a Virtual Boy game is I just pop this connector in there and kablamo. And I need to hook in the audio as well. Of course, I would screw in these connectors on here because I'm wanting to not pull that out. Virtual Boy. We virtual tapped that, you could say. Cool, so now I can stream Virtual Boy games. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. You guys are going to get to see some good shit. I should stream... Ooh! It's a virtual grown-up. It's a virtual man. Yes. I should get a little, like a decal or something and, like, cross this out and put virtual man underneath. Of course, you're going to say decal. Got some tape on there, I think, to indicate that this was the one that was fucked up. But, yeah, cool. We are all done. Decal. So with that, I guess we're all done. And I will... I don't know. I don't think... Well, I guess I could stream something still. But I'm wondering if I should stream maybe the entire Virtual Boy library. There's only 17 games. All the North American games. I think that's my goal for the new year. Or for the next, period of time. All the Virtual Boy games. Marathon. There's not that many. Not many of them are very long, so I think it's very achievable. I have a flash cartridge. So, cool. I think we're going to call it there for today. Next stream, which will be... Actually, I might stream tomorrow, because Tuesday I have to give platelets. So I might stream on Monday. But the next stream will be, which is probably tomorrow, I guess, will be Night Trap. We'll try and play through that. And then I should be able to do Luigi's Mansion as well. I kind of want to get that done before the end of October for fun times. But yeah. So thanks for watching this installation. I gotta close all sorts of windows here. Thanks for watching this. And I'll probably send this along to the creator, actually, because I doubt anyone else has done a video of the installation of this mod, so I'll probably send this along to him. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. And then I'll also just wait a little bit because I don't have any of my other scenes around, so bye!